television news. I didn't even really consider that. Had always tried to go to school and study biology and math, and I hate math and science, and so I figured I would not go in that route. I would go with communications. And I went to school and decided that maybe I could write for a living, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to write and get paid. And I said, well, what pays the most? It was radio, television, and print. And they said TV, and I said, yeah, I'd like to do that. They said, well, it's the hardest to get into. But I had my mind made up that I was going to do television news, and I can't tell you the amount of people. I can't tell you the amount of people that told me I would never do what I do. I mean, I had people telling me that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not, excuse my language, you're not a bitch, you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? Why do I have to be, you know, because they think like when you're a female reporter, like a Carol Marine, that you're that kind of person. And Carol's a great lady, but she's a tough person. And I was like, well, I don't think you need to be like that in order to get the story. And as it turns out, people like to talk to me because I'm not that way. I can be tough when I have to be tough, but for the most part, when you're out in a crime scene and you're out there trying to figure out what the heck is going on, people want to talk to somebody who's open-minded. People want to hear the whole side of the story, not just what the cops are telling you, but what people in the neighborhood are saying. And people in the neighborhood want to talk to somebody who's real. I started out working in radio because my general manager of the car dealership knew the general manager of the radio station. And the radio station guy hired me to do some commercials. Then he put me on air in news because they didn't have any Latinos, no minorities, no women. So I got a break that way. But I did that for a little while, and then I went to Columbia, and I was interning with Bill Curtis, and I did some work at Shadow Traffic, which is now like, I think they call it Metro Traffic now, I don't know. So I did some of that. I kind of did everything and anything I could get my hands on. And then Bill Curtis asked me if I'd like to do some work for his production company, so I did that. And this is all while I was in college. I mean, and really, all I did at his production company was answer phones. But it was a way, with my foot in the door and having, you know, to say I knew Bill Curtis. I mean, saying who you know in this business, it's, you know how it is. It's like you have to name drop, you have to be connected to somebody, to know somebody to get somewhere. So my first job in television after I graduated, I sent out one tape, one resume, and I got a job offer in Iowa. And so I went to the Quad Cities. And let me tell you, I made $14,000 a year, and I had to work part-time at night. So by day I was a reporter, and by night I was answering questions about lawn care, and my lawn is burned, and my grass is bad, and all of that stuff. So I couldn't believe I was doing this. Oh my gosh, is this really what I signed up for? But I never gave up, and I kept thinking, you know, I gotta get out of here. I can't live like this. I can't live on $14,000. I can't make my rent. I can't make my my car payment. And I found me a job in Orlando. So I went there for 3 years. And when I was there, I started doing live shots. I started making some crazy mistakes on the air, and I can laugh about it now, but I mean, they were pretty bad. And then after that, I was there 3 years, and I went to New York City. And that was really intimidating because I was, even though I was from Chicago, I didn't really have big market experience. And I went from market like 30 to market number 1. I didn't get where I am today because I'm so great or whatever. I mean, I had a lot of people helping me along the way, knowing who to turn to, going to people asking them for help, asking them for advice, asking them to write a letter of recommendation, asking people to take a look at my work and just, you know, tell me what you think, and never giving up. I mean, like I said, there were people that told me I'd never do this, and I am. And then there were people who told me I would never anchor, and then I did. And I just, you know, I would never let anybody tell me that I couldn't do something, because if I did, I wouldn't be where I am today. You guys are in a great place, and you've got a great a man with vision here that has some great ideas. We're having lunch, and we're just talking a little bit about the school and what he's done here, and it sounds like a lot of great opportunities are coming your way. And I think as long as you've got somebody with some vision and is on the cutting edge of what's going on and knowing what's coming down the line in our business, our industry, which is, as I'm sure you guys have heard from other speakers, how rapidly it's changing, how quickly it's changing. And so it's got to be some little scary times for you, because you're like, okay, I'm doing all of this, but is it actually going to pay off? And I got to tell you, it pays off for those who continue to push hard and work hard and be creative and stay one step ahead of the curve. And that's why it's good to be at a place like this, because you're at a place that has their finger on the pulse, and a place with people that are working in the field that they're teaching you in. I mean, it's one thing to go to a school or a university, and some of you probably already know this, you've been at places where you've been at a university and they're teaching you all the textbook information that you need to get your degree, but then when it comes down to it, you don't have the experience when you try to walk into the door of some of these places, and what they want to see is somebody who can actually hit the ground and start running.